think about the defense so far?
The guys they've worked hard. You can still only evaluate so much playing two below the waist, but we threw a lot at them. We've challenged them mentally. Where in a lot of ways things are the same, and in some ways they're different, and they've embraced it. And now we got to come back next week and put the pads on and see if we enjoy running into other people.
Now that you've actually seen them on the field from film, how's it? Just the general athleticism of the team you've got.
That won't be our issue. I don't believe our issue will be physical. You know, the question is, can we mentally handle the responsibility of doing our jobs down after down, and be dependable to be where we're supposed to be. The big thing we're trying to do is we're trying to tie all the position rooms into one another, where we feel the presence, whether it's a run or pass, everything we do, we fit it together as 11. And the issue with that is that 10 out of 11 is a fail. And they've seen that, they understand it, and that will be the battle over the next 13 days.
What do you see from your linebackers so far?
Certainly you can tell the experience of a guy like Beniquez Brown. Him and Richie and the snaps that they've played, they've got, a calm presence, and they can get everybody lined up and get things situated. Zach Jackson, I think you can tell a little higher sense of urgency with him in terms of his senior year. And he understands that this is his last ride, and he's putting a lot of reps at this university, waiting for this opportunity. And then there's been some flashes from some guys behind that. Certainly Gary Green has shown up the first 2 days in practice as a guy that has the potential to do some things. But it's really, really easy to play linebacker when the pads on. So that will be the thing now, is that can we tie together when we actually have to add contact to the equation.
You got a couple guys out here in the secondary that are injured and stuff. Does that open up some doors for some of those younger guys to get an opportunity out there?
It certainly does. Well, it adds reps, and it adds opportunities for everybody, which spring is about anyway. But when you certainly have two guys that have played a lot of snaps and games that are sitting there watching, there are some opportunities for the guys to step up, and we want everyone to feel the competition. We're not, there's no telling how we're going to line up the first down in next September. So the guys are getting reps. The guys are working hard. They're getting challenged every day because the best coach is competition. When they feel each other, that rises everybody's level of play.
You were talking about some athleticism. You had another really good athlete, Jamal Graham, in the back there at cornerback. Just talk about maybe the transition from the wide receiver to the cornerback position.
It's on offense, you know the play, and you know where to go. Defensively, you have to, the word defense, you have to defend something, so you have to react to an offense. And then before the snap and after the snap. So he's doing a good job of trying to learn just that aspect of it, the mental aspect of it, because until you really have the mental aspect down, the physical aspect can't really show. So we know he can sort of do some things physically, but the idea of feeling the game from the side and looking back at the offense and understanding when the guy goes in motion and what that means now for my job responsibility, those are the things that we'll have to sort of hammer in day by day.
There was a couple of drills there where you had, say, Coach Hughes working with the defensive tackles on tackle technique, and you had, Coach Turner working with the defensive backs there. You kind of like your staff to have a hand in everything?
We do. To me, staff chemistry wins in college football, because it's not scheme. It's everybody committed to one ideal, preaching out of the same handbook or same hymn book in all things. And certainly we're committed to tackling. We've changed a little bit of our system of tackling in the past. You can't be a great defensive football team without being a great tackling football team. It's the first thing we did. It's the first thing we did. It's the first thing we talked about with the team when I got here, the first time I had them all together. And so we circle around. Everybody kind of shows them different ways of tackling in different situations they get put in. So that'll be something you'll see more of.
How much have you changed things up schematically, and how have the guys kind of adapted to some of those changes?
It'd probably be hard to tell from the naked eye. I think there's some things more under the hood that might be different. From the outside, the car may sort of look the same, but it's sort of the how it runs is probably different. They understand it. I think they see the why, which is anytime you have to do something, you have to have a why to do it. And they understand the why, because there's a lot of really, really good things. This was a well-coached defense. There's a lot of good things that were going on here and have been going on here. But no matter what, you're always in this constant battle for improvement and getting better. And anything we can do to be better, and the opportunity that I have where I've seen the genesis of this defensive scheme, and then see the way that it's evolved, and to understand how to tie it back together for what's best in 2015.